day.
We're recording on all fronts.
I know, this feels different. I feel like I should help me out.
Let's go.
This is Lil MC.
This is UnLearn the World.
And you're listening to Ratchet and Woke. Ratchet and Woke. Ratchet and Woke. Ratchet and Woke. Ratchet and Woke.
Outer dance or Bollywood dance? We're still trying to figure it out.
Here
but we're
we
back.
are.
We are back at it. Ratchet and Woke podcast, fresh off of a camel's back.
Ooh.
You already know how we giving it up.
Wiki.
Ratchet and Woke podcast. Like us and follow us on Instagram as well as YouTube. Ratchet and Woke podcast as it sounds. Email us questions, comments, topics, feedback, all the things. Ratchet and Woke podcast at gmail.com. We're here every Tuesday. You already know how
Except
it's
for when
going
we
down.
feel like not
Except for when we feel like disappearing into the mist, out the way, into Dubai.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So like that's how we,
goodbye,
that's how
Duvibes.
goodbye Dubai. Oh.
Yeah, brought to you
man.
by Rocco, my boy.
Yes,
That's who's brought
I
you.
love that Rocco's our sponsor for this. Yes,
Shout out Rocco, my boy.
appropriate, very much appropriate, right? Because we just came back from what was easily one of the dopest trips I've ever been on.
Do busy in Dubai,
You know what I'm saying?
bitches.
Like first time in the Middle East, United Arab Emirates.
You're
Education 2.0 conference, hip hop for change, all the things.
intercontinental.
I know we're like all over the place, right? Like
Wait.
we did Taiwan and Dubai in the same year.
Same.
That's like
quarter,
monumental.
Same quarter. Wait,
Same
was it?
quarter, low key. Nah, it was August. It's
Whatever,
December.
close.
Matters none.
Matters none.
You know what I'm saying? The fact is that we're really, really out here. I was really blessed to receive an award for excellence in
Hey,
education.
it's sitting over there. You should just go grab it.
Yeah, let me do that because that's gonna take help.
And then while he's doing that, I'll say, he told me that I'm Mike A. That is so not true. As in, I am the main talker. Lies. I'm not. I just write the points on the board here.
No, you drive the conversation.
I do not. I just say I'm a segue master. You know, I'm more of a segue master than those fucking mimes in Paris who
But
you ride in
here it
segways.
is.
Hey,
Here it is.
look at the glitter and
You know what I'm
glam.
saying? Fresh off the flight.
Okay.
Fresh out of the
Wood
Middle
grain,
East.
just like the wood grain on the toilets
You know
on
what I mean?
Emirates.
We're gonna put this here like as the third guest. Or the third
I like that.
C Mike.
Yeah, see, Mike.
C Mike is the award right here. Yeah, B. You know what I'm saying?
It looks good. It looks good.
No, it's a beautiful award. I'm gonna hang this up right there in the office. You know what I mean?
No spell corrections needed.
Oh God, no.
No. I'd be
that's-
pissed. It's
I'd
like, I come to Dubai, you get my name right.
Arnie Palmy alerts. But no, they got everything right. It literally checked off. This trip checked off a lot of boxes for me. Like in terms of expectation of what Dubai was going to be, it exceeded it. So many experiences. Again, thanks to the Education 2.0 conference for giving me the award and allowing me to speak on several different panels, which we'll get into as well.
Chats.
Fireside chats, as they were called. Appropriately so, even though there was no fire, but we really got into a
I'm
lot.
annoyed by the name Fireside Chat. I think it's dumb.
Well, it's a thing that
Like,
people do,
I know, it's
and it
dumb.
references it. But if there's no fire, then it's like, what are we doing?
I don't understand why they need to call it that.
It's an older term. It's an antiquated term.
But like, were people really just like having chats by the fire, like fucking?
The idea is that unlike a panel conversation.
I understand what the idea is.
Okay, so
I'm
then
not
why
like-
do we? What are we
I'm
arguing
saying it's a
about?
dumb name because I've never seen one of those.
Okay, so
chats
just
by
say it's a
fire.
dumb name.
I did say that. And then you were like,
I don't understand
the history of
fireside
it.
chats. and
I
why they
understand
call
what
that.
it is. I think it's dumb.
All right. Well,
I don't think the chat was
take it up
dumb.
with the person who fucking invented it. Like I don't have time
I
for
know
this
you're
shit.
defending it. Like it sounds like you've got like a.
I'm just explaining what it is, and you're like, no, I know, but I want to hate on it anyway.
An idiot. Like who needs to be explained what a fireside chat is? Like,
Well, you need to be explained why they talk about it in conferences or why they're there. But
I get why they're there.
right.
I just think the name of it is dumb when there's no fires and we no longer sit by a fire to have a chat. Like it's the 80s.
okay, the 80s. That's where it started.
That's the vision that
I
I'm
don't know.
getting.
Write in the complaint. I don't know what to tell you. I mean, it was a cool event overall.
No, your fireside chats were really good, except for that one lady that provided it. But hey, let's go in order here because we're jumping.
So We did a lot. We did a lot in Dubai. A lot of things happened. First, let's talk about the flight. Can we get into the flight situation? Long as hell. I think 16 hours, give or take. Big ass plane. I think this plane held like almost 1,000 people on it when I did the math.
Yeah, there might have been more.
Yeah, when I did the math, it's 2 floors. It's a 2-story plane.
Yeah, my mom gave me the name because she like is an engineer. So
what, in terms of what they call it, the kind of plane they call it?
She knew what kind of plane it was, and I forget. It was like, was it a 140B? I was like, I don't
know. Who knows, right? But yeah, like, so we couldn't go on the second floor because that's where all the suites were. Like, literally, they give you like a hotel room upstairs at the top of the plane, and then everybody else is in the lower rung of the Titanic, right? So
I wonder, though, I think it's probably like, you get the business class, which is just because I didn't see business class on our.
Well, because no, there was first class and then there was business class. Business class was where they had. No, yeah, it was. It was in the front where all the wood grain was.
So like those little tubes, the vesticles.
Yeah, there was the wood grain area, and then there was economy where we were, and we were all the way in the back.
Yeah, like straight up the last row.
Like, yeah.
Because who cares?
I mean,
if you're not trying to catch a flight, then
I'm chilling.
Yeah,
like, I'm totally good. They moved the third person in our row to someplace else, so we had the whole row to ourselves. That was great. You know, what else? Like, it was just like... I
loved the flight attendant outfits, and I'm doing a music video with them where Trumpers are terrorists taking over the plane, and the cute Dubai Emirates flight attendants are the ones that saved the plane.
Fire.
No one like steal my idea. If you do, I'll fuck you
I like
up.
that idea. I like that idea a lot. But aside from the steward, the flight attendants, like, it was like going into the future out of space, if that makes sense. Like, just getting there. Well, yeah, because you're in the flight and then you see sunrise and sunset twice. Oh, yeah. At least I was up so I could see it, right? And then you land in a place that literally looks like the future. It's really interesting. Yeah, it's Middle East Wakanda for that ass.
I don't see, like, they don't even let you like open the windows on the planes anymore. They're so controlling about that.
What do you mean?
I need the windows up when we take off, and I need it down the rest of the
It's flight. A liability thing. All the shit that they do in the beginning of it is a liability.
Is the pilot being blinded by like the light refracted through the? I feel like they just make shit up. I really feel like they make shit up.
They might.
They might
do. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Like the whole like your seats have to be up. I'm like, oh, from here to here, like that makes a fucking difference.
Once again, we're an extremely litigious country, so they have to account for anything that somebody would say as to why they were hurt or something happened, right? Like if they get sued by somebody because they were like, oh, because my seat was back and the pilot stopped short and now I have a popped
in the air
disc or something like that. I mean, again, litigious country, people have to account for the stupidest shit and make it a policy in order for them to do, which is what they do. But nonetheless, really great in-flight entertainment. Was able to watch documentaries, all types of stuff, live TV. But I really spent most of the flight over there learning about Dubai. Like I learned about the history. I learned about some of the attractions. I was trying to create itineraries in my brain.
Oh yeah, they did do that. They gave you like what to do, which was pretty cool.
Yeah. And the podcast, they had podcasts. So when you weren't watching a movie, you were listening to a podcast of like some artist or the Queen of Dubai or whatever the case is. You know, shout out the family. The family. Your mom has a beef with the family. Can we talk about that?
She was so fucking triggered because my mom is an aeronautical engineer and she's a woman in a very male dominant workforce, and she has been for like a really long time.
Right.
She went to engineering school where it was like 20% of the student body was women, you know, so, and she's a weirdo, you know, so like it's not like,
but it allows her to take her all over the world, right? Like I thought she was a spy. Like I thought both of your parents were spies.
But like she worked a lot in Dubai because that was the headquarters for one of the companies she worked for. But like she was just, I was sitting there like talking to my dad and my brother about going to Dubai, and she's like, Dubai? She like ears perked up. She like walked up. She's like, if you want to know about Dubai, let me just tell you, like the family doesn't do shit and they just come late. And I'm like, who's the family? Like, what are you talking about? Like the Sopranos?
You even texted it to me and we're like, the family. I'm like, wait, what family are we talking about?
Yeah, they just walk, you know, the family, and they're super sexist and la da da. I'm like, I clocked that when I agreed to go, but I'm not planning on like running for mayor. Like I'm just trying to chill.
And brief history, like, right? So like This is a bunch of like Bedouin tribes that had royalty amongst them that in 1930 something they found oil, right? So after years of being colonized by the British, they got the British out. And they said, in order for us to kind of like keep defending ourselves against like imperialism, we got to like link up. So all the different princes in the region created what is now called the United Arab Emirates. Because Amir, the term Amir, which is my son's name, means prince or somebody who is in control, the ruling class, right?
That's what you named him after? You wanted him to be the prince in control?
No, not, well, he's Amir. He's princely. Like, it's to be like, you know, yeah, princely. Royalty.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly. So that's where we get the Emirates from.
No, but it's like the Osage people where they just like
low key. And then that was one of the movies I watched on the way over there, right? Just like, you know, an indigenous community finding oil and what they end up doing with it. And this easily is similar to the Osage in that per capita, it's one of the wealthiest areas on the planet Earth.
And it's like the newest city because it's like 70
easily
years
the newest
old
city.
Or something. So it is really crazy.
And what movie did you say it reminded you of in terms of like the aesthetics of the whole city?
Star Wars.
Yeah, exactly. It was like old
Naboo.
Meets new. They were like mosque in the middle of like skyscrapers.
Yeah, I'm really shocked because I just did this with my family. I was like quizzing them. I was like, which country did like they film Star Wars Episode 4 with the Ewoks or Star Wars Episode 6? You know, we like quiz each other.
So you think they filmed it in Dubai?
They didn't, because I just went through every single place. I know every single place they filmed Star Wars, and Dubai is not one of them.
Exactly. They just built it like Star Wars. It should have been.
Yeah, no, it was because like I got a lot of inspiration. I'm like, I'm using this for my whole screenplay because it's just like so futuristic. It's crazy. And then you look on one end and it's like all the craziest architecture, wild shapes. Like one of the buildings looks like a frame, and then the others looks like a sail, and then it's just wild, like all different shapes that I'd never seen. And then you look on the other side and it's like very, you know, like Arab architecture, you know, it's really cool. Yeah,
it's a good blend of like the ancient world and like the futuristic world.
You get like the palm trees everywhere.
Yeah, and then the man-made islands, that's a whole other thing. Like
we didn't go there though.
We did.
Oh shit,
we were on the man-made island where we had dinner that last night.
Oh wow.
There was more to it, but that's where we were. Like
okay, that place is really nice.
Dope. You know, but we got into a lot. Like first and foremost, we land there late at night.
It was
a 7-minute drive took 2 hours almost.
Oh no!
Because there was like
4th of July
fireworks
for Dubai.
Exactly. Nobody told us, so we're like wondering why we're in an hour worth of traffic for a 7-minute drive.
Yeah, and I was like, let's just walk. And he was so mad, and I was like, I was
annoyed at this point. Like we could literally see it, and it was so frustrating to be there. But it was fireworks, and that's why there was so much traffic. But then the next day, we get up, we're at it. What did we start the day doing? I'm trying to remember. We went to the pool. We went to the gym. You know what I mean? Got that vibe. Nice. Caught the vibe there, and then we started our day with
in the City Walk.
Yes, City Walk. So it's kind of like a mall. They had like a streetwear store there. They had a mosque in the mall. Like first of all, any mall out there has a mosque.
Yeah,
every place, cool. Any public gathering place has a prayer area because they pray 5 times a day.
The prayer that they have is so beautiful. It's like the most. I wanted to like sample it, but I'm like that might be disrespectful. But it's so beautiful.
I mean, people have sampled the call to prayer, which is like the beginning of it. I mean, people have done it. If you do it in a clever way, I don't think there's too much of an issue. I think it's what you put on it.
Yeah, you start rapping hella Ratchet on.
Yeah, I think that's where you get into tricky territory.
I can see that. But
City Walk was hella cool.
Yeah, it was nice. It was super nice. But then we went to the bazaars, and I was like thinking it was gonna be some Aladdin type shit. No, brother.
No, it was like Ponzi scheme pressure level salesman.
I cannot. It reminds me of when you go to like, you know, where was I? We went to Tijuana,
Mexico, right?
Mexico, yeah. We went to Tijuana, Mexico in the winter, so like there was nobody there. And so they would just follow us around, like chase us for blocks, like buy this, and you buy one thing and it's wraps, like they're on your ass. But that's how it felt like in Dubai. Like,
no, totally. We went out to find some Arab garb, right? And we went to a couple of places. And I know, like when you go to these places, you just got to recognize you have to haggle, right? And I'm used to haggling, being from New York and seeing, you know, poppy with the shaved ice or the bootleg DVDs or whatever, and you can name your own price essentially because they don't like price it. I'm like, nothing.
They don't even have it on there.
They don't
Shout
even tell
out
you the price.
I get where she gets it from. You know, she don't even. I don't want to like fuck up her game or anything, but she don't got price tags. So
yeah, but it was really you know, high pressure sales tactics that if you don't recognize, you're gonna get caught up.
It was they all read the same book, like the same
exact book. So it was like, so we buy the things that we buy. I end up marking it down or getting him down at like at least a few hundred dirham, right? Yeah. Nonetheless,
because I was asking him like, why do they think we all can afford all this insane stuff? And he's like, well, no one broke be going to Dubai.
Yeah, they assume you're rich by just virtue of being there. They assume you're rich.
They assume wrong.
You know what I mean? But nonetheless, so dude, I talk him down to a fair, reasonable price that I was willing to pay in order for us to get our Arab garb. And then he wanted to make his money back and run it back. So he then followed us and dragged us low key to like an alleyway that had a building that we went up like 2 floors.
We went to like an apartment. I was like, what are we doing?
And when we go in, it's nothing but like knockoff goods, knockoff Gucci bags. It was like
that Adam Sandler movie, The Uncut Gemstones or something like that, right?
I don't remember the movie that you're talking about.
But it looks like you go in and it's like you open the door and it's just like hella fake Gucci and like
everything.
Chanel.
He was trying to sell me like a AP watch that I'm like, fam, I'm not trying to pretend I'm rich. Yeah. I know this is bootleg.
And then it's like, how much? He's like, no, just sit down. Here's this. It's like
he wanted to offer us tea. He was trying to do everything but give us the price
your ass there.
For what he's charging.
And it's like, and then he's already like, all right, I'm interested. But then he's like trying to just do the most. And at this point, I'm like pissed off because like this shit does not work on me. This shit just makes me like more pissed. I'm like, so we agreed to buy this, and now you're trying to do the most. So now we're not gonna buy anything. So then
exactly.
Like,
so then we ended up leaving, and as we were leaving, he wanted to knock down another 200 off the price.
But he followed us in the elevator with the card reader.
Yeah, that was crazy.
Because as if like it's like we said no, we're leaving, and it's like just in case it was.
Yeah, it was a lot.
It was a lot.
It was a lot. But I had fun haggling and getting him to a certain space. Like that was kind of fun for me. It was entertaining nonetheless.
That's when I totally lean into the sexism of like no one talks to the woman and they deal with the man. I'm like, that's cool. You got that. Like, just talk to him.
Exactly. Because it was wild.
Like, I can't speak. I have no rights.
It was wild. And it was very similar. We went to ride camels the next day, and it was very similar to that.
Yeah,
like, you want to talk about the camel ride or the whole
because
trip?
It was like you're like, oh wow, there's this whole package. It's crazy. It's like $50 each for the deluxe package for like camel rides and dune bashing and henna and dinner and hookah and like you started rattling off a whole bunch of shit. I'm like, this sounds not real. Like we should probably check this and make sure it's true. I mean, they picked us up and dropped us off. I'm like, this is like the cost of one Lyft ride. Like, how is this like for real? $50 is equivalent to what that ride from the hotel to the desert was.
Yeah.
You know? So I'm like, how is this possible? So they pick us up and the ride is dope. They're playing like music videos in the car. By the way, I made a Dubai playlist if anyone wants it. It's lit.
It's really fun.
And he takes us to the dune bashing. We get out and he's like, well, dune buggy is much better experience. We're like, no, we don't give a shit about dune buggies. We'll do whatever this dune bashing shit is. He's like, no, much better. And then we're just like, no. And then we're just standing there. And for like the next, he's like, okay, just wait here. And for the next 15 minutes, like 80 different people. Like,
yeah, they basically just try to upsell you
the
and then
whole
put
time.
you in a space where you're buying some
on
other
your
things.
arm. He puts it on me, and then I'm like,
it was a falcon.
And then he's like, oh, that'll be 20. And I'm like, what? You put it on me. Like, I'm like, get the picture.
Yeah, exactly. But, I low-key got a picture without having to pay them. Like,
yeah, but not on your arm.
No, I didn't need all that. I was scared.
But they took us in the dune bashing, and I was like, cool, we just want to be in the desert. But it was like, everything was an upsell. And then the next day, he wanted to go to Abu Dhabi. And I'm like, fuck that. It's going to be the same thing. They're going to be like, okay, you can see the temple. Or if you want to go in it, it'll be an extra $500. It'll cost
you a couple $5.
Yeah, like, it's always some bullshit.
It was wild for
we
that.
We got to the camels, and they're like, okay, here's the camel. It's a 1 minute ride. Comes with your package. I'm like, 1 minute? Like, that's not even a ride. Like
exactly. Like, that's
like
just getting on the camel.
I'm like, what? And he's like, all right, here's the extra. And then, here, do you want the photos? Here, do you want the blah, blah, blah? And then you go to get the henna, still got it on me. Like, okay, well, the basic henna is this much, but if you want more henna, it's more. I was like, I don't want more. I have a real motherfucking tattoo on this hand. Like, it was just funny.
And then that's why you'll never make it to the Jewish cemetery.
That's fine with me. I'm cool.
But no, the camel ride was cool. I wasn't even planning for. I was gonna let you get your shit off.
I know you were like,
know
"Can I fit on it?" They're like, "Yeah, we got you."
Yeah, shout out to Sultan. That's my camel's name. He was out here giving love. Like, you know what I'm saying? It was really dope. It was really dope. You filmed a little Instagram reel on the sand. That was cool.
Oh yes.
Yeah, for pyramid scheming. I did, but I'm not putting it out for a while. So you know what I mean? Yeah, but it was cool. Yeah, exactly. Content building. You know what I mean? But no, it was dope to be on that I mean, the sand was like golden clay.
I know.
Color.
I've
really
never
seen sand that color.
See, this next time, what I would do is I would just get a camel ride, nothing else, no package, and just
it took a little long because after the camel ride, they put us into this like desert style arena, and I thought we were gonna watch like a camel race, and it ended up just being.
We were gonna watch a camel race?
I thought it was something like to that effect.
That'd be really sad.
Yeah,
Camels don't
and you always
race.
For every animal she asked, "Well, is the animal happy?"
Yeah, are you nice
always
to
want
it?
to make sure like it's being taken care of. Good for you.
I felt bad for it. Yeah,
but no, it was dope. It was. So then we get into this arena, and then it's supposed to be some dancing and food, and the food was crazy.
They played Happy Birthday 8,000 times.
That was nuts. I hated that.
That was so
I really was bothered by that.
It was like some weird rendition.
Yeah, it was some like I was like, yo, just give me Stevie Wonder Happy Birthday, bro.
They don't drink out there, so
Yeah.
like it's very wholesome type of turn up.
Yeah,
because you don't really, which I'm cool with. Like, I was really hyped off being in spaces where like you're not expected to do the like debaucherous fucking turn up. You know what I mean?
It was a wholesome event.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They served the food. The food was okay in that particular instance.
It wasn't
and people were cutting in line. It was getting crazy. But the dances were cool. They had belly dancers.
They had the shisha.
They had the shisha. So we was there doing that. Yeah, that always made us tired. There was other kinds of dances. And then it was really crazy getting back. Right?
Oh
like
gosh,
they put us in a line. Actually, the dude who drove us all the way over there said that his cousin's going to drive us back.
And then that guy didn't.
And then that guy didn't drive us back. It was some other dude that drove us back and made us wait in the line for 20 minutes without explaining why we're in this line. And we had to go from one car to another car in the dark of the desert. But needless to say, it was cool when we got back.
It was cool. It was definitely a cool experience. Yeah. But
and then I finally got into the conference. I was doing panel discussions.
You're right.
Fireside chats like we were talking about earlier. And both panel discussions were really dope. One was about like tutors versus like traditional schooling, and I weaved arts education into the conversation. But then the other one was that was where I was in my bag. It was talking about trauma in student learning, and then I just took off. But the problem was me and this dude, Lawrence, I forget his name, so shout out Dr. Lawrence, an amazing educator based in Japan, from the UK originally. We were supposed to have a one-on-one conversation.
And y'all prepped for like 2 hours we spent the night before.
2 hours the night before prepping and working on talking points, presentations, questions, all of that. And very last minute, the organizers of the conference added a third person for no reason. Like they insisted on having us had this third person who, in all fairness, provided no insight on the topic of the
It was like infuriating because it was about trauma, and this woman is like quality assurance for private school systems in India. And Marlon's like the education director for fucking Oakland-based nonprofit. Like you couldn't be more opposite.
I know, the spectrum was wild.
Everything we do is deal with as we work to be trauma informed, to deal with all of the traumatized children that we teach.
Yeah.
And it's hip hop culture. So hip hop in and of itself is rooted in trauma. And then you have this woman who literally says, we don't acknowledge the word trauma. We use preventative measures. I'm like, I was just like,
yeah, we were both like, I was like infuriated, and so was Homeboy, because she would take 1,000 hours to finish anything. Like, so she was talking for 5 minutes straight.
I mean, you did too, but what you said was fire. You was cooking. Like you, but well, I'm like, what are you even saying? Yeah. I tuned out. I started drawing pictures.
Exactly. Because otherwise, like left to her own devices, she was just going to continue to try to get her shit off. So I had to like,
and I didn't even know what her shit was. Like that's what was so confusing. I'm like, what is your shit that you're trying to get off?
Exactly. Like, why are you on this particular panel? I was confused as to why she didn't want to mention the word trauma, like you said. She was talking about like her job, which was the most boring part of education I can imagine.
She's not a teacher.
Right, exactly. So both
It's like
me,
if you called the school to complain about like
exactly
the bell schedule or something.
So both me and Dr. Lawrence, we made it a point to just kind of weave what we had prepared into the thing. So he just kept on rifling off questions to me, providing insight, and we were just making a free-flowing conversation. And it was really dope. You could check it out on YouTube. You could check it out on the Hip Hop for Change Instagram. There are highlights of the talks. But we really got into it, and it was just really a great opportunity to bring what we do as Hip Hop for Change educators into a situation where they're not used to that. They're not used to arts education. And Dr. Lawrence said it. He said, like, play one of your videos. Like, let's shake this shit up. Like, he really wanted to kind of be a disruptor. And I really appreciated that and handed me the alley-oop. But great panel discussions.
The shout out Hunter's Point.
Yes. We had
San
the pop out at the
Francisco.
point video play at the beginning of the
screen.
talk on a huge Jumbotron screen.
That was lit.
It was really, really ill.
I know, but talk about how you said something about hip hop and you're like, yeah, I saw someone in the audience raise the roof.
Yeah, seriously. I was giving my my award speech, and usually I would like make some noise or like everybody like clap.
He's like,
whatever.
I'm from hip hop. I need you guys to turn this shit up.
Yeah, I said
Where
I need
you
y'all
at?
to. Yeah, and once I said hip hop, I saw somebody in the front like go like raise. I was like, that's not what I was looking
every
for.
single person that came up, he was like, oh, that was so interesting. There was this one guy from Kazakhstan that was like definitely trying to sell you because he did like AI something whatever
something
and he
techie.
was like trying to sell you on it, but he had to like have an inroad into like how to get you to have a conversation with him. So he's like, man, I loved everything you said about hip hop. When I was younger, living and growing up in Kazakhstan, I watched every Step Up movie. Where I
got you, fam. You're a regular
he's
Big
like,
L
what's that
over
guy?
here.
It's like Channing Tatum. Did you also watch Mike and Ike or whatever it's called?
Mike
Killer
and
Mike, Big Mike, Big Dick Mike. I don't know
what?
what's it called?
Who are you talking about?
The Channing Tatum stripper movies.
Magic Mike.
There you go.
Yo, we're gonna at some point have a highlight reel of all the things you get grossly wrong.
I'm tired. I'm jet lagged. Rocco, my boy, woke me up at 5 a.m.
Oh, Rocco, man. But yeah, shout out to Education 2.0 again for a dope conference, great opportunity.
Hey, they had good food too.
Good. The food was banging. The hotel was banging. Like
breakfast
for the win.
buffet, my favorite part of the day. Hey.
You know what I'm saying?
I
Like
love
we went
that
to so
breakfast
many dope
buffet.
spots. There was this one spot overlooking a lake where we did hookah and the food was incredible. The Dubai Mall is literally a miniature city. It's the biggest mall in the world.
That was another thing my mom was like, well, I hate malls. I'd rather go surfing in the ocean. I was like, bitch, we know. Like, get out of here.
It was,
I mean, it was a mall. Like, I'm not really into malls like that, but it was cool to see it.
It was
like,
just, it was good.
It was wild. It was seriously huge. Like, it takes like 30 minutes to walk through it.
Exactly.
It's humongous.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's
Burj
not
Khalifa,
normal.
we were on the top of the world's tallest building.
Not the top, the mid.
The midpoint, but
Yeah.
I think it was even then, it was taller than most things in the States.
It was tall.
It was like, I think it's 154 flights or like stories. But it's the tallest man-made structure in the world, as far as I know, and tallest building.
And that's
but
what
it
I
was
said.
dope,
I was like, they
amazing view.
built Dubai, and they're like, we are going to make the tallest building because then the tourists will come and we can upsell them on bullshit.
Everything.
Because we got there and they're like, all right, your ticket again. I was like, I'm just at this point, like, dude, everything.
No, that was he really tried it with that one. He really tried to finesse us with that one. He
had a little statue. He's like, okay, so with your tickets that you bought, here's a statue. He's like, you guys can go to right here. But if you want the VIP access, you can go to right here. And you don't have to wait in any lines. Otherwise, you might have to wait a very long time. And I'm like, get out of here. He's like, you can go to this VIP room. No wait. You have beverages. Da-da-da-da-da. And I'm like, I was like telling him like, no.
So
no,
we declined his
and there
offer,
was
and sure
no
enough, there
wait.
was no wait.
It was like, who needs like refreshments? You're just going up here and down. Like that was hilarious.
But it was a beautiful view from that place. We took pictures, all the things.
It was like, it reminded me of Tower of Terror, because they have like this video, they have these screens when you're inside the elevator, and it goes up really fast. It's like the fastest elevator in the world. It's like insanely fast. Like you feel it, but you don't see anything. Instead, they have all these screens.
Ears pop.
Yeah, your ears are popping. They have all these screens playing like crazy images. It's
like
really
a
wild.
visualizer. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like a visualizer and you're in it. It's really...
That was cool.
Nuts.
And it was exactly a minute. Like that was
right
to get from ground floor all the way to like 124th, 25th floor.
Yeah.
The
tech is wild. Like I'll say that. The technology
totally,
was really
totally
out of control.
advanced. It's really interesting how they put it all together. What are some other highlights? What are some other things?
Camels. Dubai is cool. Arabic is cool. That's what I wrote.
Yeah, it's a beautiful. I mean, there's calligraphy everywhere.
Yeah,
right? Just watching the different fonts of Arabic on buildings and everywhere. That's like cool to see.
No, it's funny because he can read the Quran, and I don't know if you can like read everything in Arabic, but you were saying you could read like certain letters and whatnot. Mm-hmm. And so I filmed him reading it because he hasn't memorized, because he was like a practicing Muslim for like 20 years. And I had everyone's like, wait, what? You can read Arabic? I'm like, sure.
No, but I can read classical Arabic where they have, again, the vowels, so you know how to pronounce it. If I read like a newspaper in Arabic, it'd be hard for me to read it without those vowels. But if that same piece of thing where it had the vowels, I could read it. I just wouldn't know what it was saying unless it was something that was referred to in the Quran.
Got it.
Right,
That's still good. Like,
I mean, it's
hard.
It's.
He was cooking. I was like, okay.
I think Arabs will treat you differently when they know that you know Arabic, number one. But if they know you were Muslim or like then they treat you. I noticed it when I was wearing the garb, because I'm a black dude wearing like Emirati garb, so they know that he has to be like Muslim or something.
Except for they got you the camel thing was in the front. They're like, nah, you gotta put it in the back.
Oh yeah, I mean he was being helpful. He was trying to like Arab explain to me.
Yeah, that was Arabs. No, it's afwan enti tarif. Enti tarif in English.
Yeah, you got it. She was waiting to get that shit off. Yalla habibi, yalla habibi.
I don't even know that.
Yes.
Yeah, baby.
Sound like that.
Yeah, whatever.
Oh man, but yeah. Any other highlights that we want to talk about before we get out of here?
I mean, you told me the story of Muhammad, the prophet Muhammad. That was super interesting. You know,
yeah. I had to get into my history bag and put you on.
Interesting. I was like, man, do they got like a documentary? This is a good story.
I'm sure there's plenty of documentaries. There's no movies. There's no biopics, because you can't show an image of the Prophet Muhammad. It's considered sacrilegious. But there's plenty of documentaries. There's plenty of books on his life.
Was it on Gaia?
Gaia, nah.
I don't see a lot of Islam in Gaia.
Because I don't think it would be really great if they had. I think they're missing an opportunity, because there's a whole field of like New Age Islamic sciences where they involve other things.
You don't think they have that?
I think they do, but not on the Gaia platform. You know what I'm saying?
Well, like, Gaia still got Bikram, bruh, and
so they should include. No, they totally should include it. But I think on YouTube you'll find plenty of well produced.
I mean, that's your lane.
I'll find some things and I'll recommend them.
Yeah, that'd be fire. And I got my Spotify playlist for you guys. So hey,
yes,
hit
the
us up.
Spotify playlist is hitting. Check it out on Lil MC's. I think
I gotta make it public, but I'll do that.
Yeah, totally.
Okay. So I guess
what else we had going on?
I guess we'll get out of Dubai. We'll go back to America.
Back to America. A lot of things were happening last week. Drake was filing a petition, not a lawsuit, but a petition against the record label he's on, saying that they colluded with Kendrick to make Not Like Us the #1 song in America, using bots and other things that they're not supposed to, payola, all of that.
But what does that have to do with like anything? Like, why is, you know what I'm saying? Like,
I mean,
couldn't we do that with every single person on Spotify?
Well, that's the conversation. The conversation is that major record labels are already using bots for their biggest artists. So you basically cut your nose off to spite your face, because you lost a rap battle. You want to sue your record label and expose the secret that we all kind of already understood. But
it's like the success or how many streams Not Like Us has nothing to do with the fact that you lost.
Right.
Those are two separate things.
Right. So it's just being butthurt and just having the most light skinned, sassy energy alive. Like,
a lot of people are defending him because I think it's like, yes, what you're saying is true, but the way you're going about it is bitch made.
And I think that's the main point of contention with a lot of people. Like, this is the worst time. You could have done this at any given time in your career.
Yeah, no, it's like, it just screams like entitled temper tantrum.
Yes.
You know, like you clearly lost. You could have just sat there and chilled. You know what I'm saying? Like, people lose, you know, in hip hop and in life, like, we all take L's.
Right.
And you're so used to never taking an L that you have to be the most petty little bitch about it.
Seriously,
that's just how I took it. And
him filing the petition made me look at him differently as an artist, as somebody in the culture. It made me like, and I'm a avid Drake fan. Like,
and that's the thing. Is like, I've liked Drake music because Drake music is really likable and he's got bars. Like, I'm even in the midst of the, you know, the beef and stuff, I was like, I still like Drake, but now it's like,
it's
cool.
Nasty work.
I'm cool.
It's really it's really nasty work. It makes it.
But wasn't he also suing like for slander too?
Yes, I think that was, he filed 2 petitions, and the other petition spoke to that like he was that basically UMG is responsible for spreading libelous accusations of him being a pedophile in the song "Not Like Us." Like, that's the argument. Are we
gonna do that then? Are we gonna take it there for every song about everything y'all fucking lie about?
That's what I'm saying. Like, people lie in their raps, they slide on ops, they kill like you. So you're not gonna.
So we don't want you to use your lyrics in court, but we do want to take every lyric seriously as a form of slander.
Yes, that's the bitch made part of it.
Okay.
Aside from all the other parts of it, because
I didn't dive deep in it, to be honest.
Yeah.
I'm just I surface level.
That's kind of just the takeaway from it, right? Like, it's just using bots and payola to make the song popular. The song itself making accusations.
How are you gonna say that song is not popular though? Like maybe it's not as popular as those numbers are suggesting, but it's like, how are you even going to say this song ain't a hit?
Neither are his songs.
Right.
Like, that's the issue at hand. It's like, all of you top tier artists are using bots. You're still going to be popular, but you're still running up numbers kind of.
Because it's not possible. I remember, like, you know, when Spotify first came out, even like the top artists like Taylor Swift, you know, she was getting like record breaking numbers, but they were realistic numbers.
Right.
And then it's like, they couldn't top these numbers. They couldn't continue topping them, so they had to use a little bit like a little bit extra, a little bit of fake, a little bit of bots. And so now it's out of control, because that's what happens when it's like you just keep trying to and then it's like, all right, there's not humanly possible. There has to be like millions of people sitting there replaying your songs for 24 hours straight in order to get these types of numbers.
And the ultimate hypocrisy of all of this is that you allow your top tier artists to use bots, and then meanwhile, back at the ranch, independent artists are getting their songs taken down
if they
for incidentally having their
It's insane. Like, I had to like report my song. Like, everyone be doing their Spotify raps. I didn't do shit with Spotify because Spotify fucked me over so many times.
I'm
like,
off them this year.
Yeah, fuck Spotify, because it's like I didn't do third party promo, because if I use Facebook ads, then it says the source of the streams is other, and if you have source of streams of other that's over like 3%, then they flag it as potential bots, even though it's just the other source is coming from Facebook ads or Hyped It ads or whatever. It's completely legal. It's not bots or anything. But unless you have like a label that's gonna like shoot the paperwork and support you and show like, hey, this is where the numbers are coming from, even if they do, they still have the power to take it down. I mean, after you had too many songs taken down, it's like, fuck this. Like, I don't care. Like,
all I know is they reported $1.5 billion in profits, and independent artists are getting their songs taken down and royalties withdrawn. And
it's going to get to a point. I have insider information. Y'all better be running up this Ratchet and Woke podcast. Only here. Where unless you get in 100,000 streams monthly, they're about to not pay artists. It's bullshit. Insane. It's really bullshit. And the thing that sucks is the vanity metrics of Spotify are actually used by a lot of people. For instance, sync placement, people that are sync agents, people that look for music for movies because they broke the budget, right? So they can't afford to get that Taylor Swift song. So they're going to look for an artist that sounds like Taylor Swift. And where are they looking? They're looking at Spotify. They're not looking at Tidal. They're not looking at Apple Music. They're not looking at Instagram. So it sucks, because as an independent artist, you really do have a presence on there. But at the same time, you know that you're just paying into Spotify because they only want you to market within the Spotify platform, which is like insanely expensive for ads compared to Meta or Google or any other ad spaces. So it's like
it's
a
just
racket.
a big fucking hustle. And
So
it's just,
thank you for people that bought my album on Bandcamp. I know Marlon did.
Still in your phone right now.
Yeah, that's
Flex
really,
Machina. Go do that.
or
Bandcamp,
any artist,
anywhere.
even though Bandcamp be taking money too, which I'm like.
But they take like a small haircut versus like never giving you money.
That's true.
Right? You know what I'm saying? Shout out, I got songs on Bandcamp. I got 2 new songs on Bandcamp, even.biz, if you're into even.biz. So support the art where the artist can benefit the most. Even if it's just 100 fans, that still goes a long way in terms of supporting the artist, getting them some revenue and all of that. Spotify is a complete sham piece of shit. And even though
you could buy the album on iTunes, you could buy it on Amazon. I mean, Tidal gives artists more money.
Just buy music.
Yeah.
Just buy music. Let's get back to buying music again at one point.
And
Let's
I
not
get it because
devalue
Spotify
creativity.
is so user friendly. It's such a user friendly platform, and I use because it's so easy to find music on there, which sucks. So it's like I wish I don't know. I think we have to like really take back autonomy, just like the Actors Guild did and everything. Because
I mean, and just as an artist, you just can't rely on streaming services as your main revenue generator. I think that's the takeaway from all of this.
Yeah,
it is literally it's literally a commercial platform at this, where if you're lucky, you get a kickback from your song being played as a commercial to your artistry.
But I just like I see through the vanity metrics, like anyone that I know that's like an independent artist and don't got the bag like that. If I see you had like crazy numbers, but like you're not really doing shit, I'm like, you bought that shit, but it's cool.
Yeah. I mean, there's easy ways to tell, and I think, most people can tell, other people can't. Some people don't care. I think, there's not a lot of people looking that deep into each and every artist that they like.
I don't care.
You know what I'm saying? So it's just, it gets tricky, but ultimately you want artists paid for their work. And Spotify is not paying artists. They're reporting massive profits. They're allowing the signed artists to do just what they're accusing the independent artists of doing.
Yeah, like it's okay for you to do bots, but the independent artists can't even, like, to no fault of your own, you could get this is what's happening.
Yeah.
Playlister curators are putting your songs on their botted playlist because you're gonna see the streams run up. And their hope is that you will then reach out to them and be like, yo, I really got a lot of streams from your playlist. How can I get more songs on there? And that's when they try to sell you. So
everything's an upsell.
Yeah, for real though, because it's like, even though you're like, oh wow, cool, I just got on some dope playlist, you're gonna get your songs pulled, and then their thinking is that you'll be dumb enough to invest in putting more songs on there. And there's a website that you can use to find out if there's a high probability of it being a botted playlist. I gotta figure out what that is, but I'll come back next time and tell you, because
it's crazy.
But you can, if you are on a botted playlist, you can go on Spotify and you can report it. You just go to like Spotify and you reach out to customer support and you save the entire conversation. So if they ever try and take down your song, you'd be like, no, look, I told you I reported this playlist. I said I wanted to be removed from it. I told you to take it down, and you kept it up so that you can like protect yourself.
Yeah, hopefully that works if it comes to that.
Because getting your music taken after you work so hard on it is like really heartbreaking. Like that was really...
No, it threw you for a loop. That was a lot of shit going on.
I was like, yo, what? Like, I didn't do shit. I let y'all handle all this, and you guys just got... No.
Yeah, it was really wild.
Yeah.
But speaking of petitions and lawsuits, Jay-Z is in the news. He was accused, along with Diddy, in a complaint that he raped a 13-year-old girl.
We knew that was coming, though.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people were going to be implicated on the heels of the Diddy indictment and all of these things.
But this wasn't like something that they found in the Diddy investigation. This was a separate...
this was a completely separate lawsuit.
And it's a complaint. It's not a criminal charge.
Exactly.
So, like,
Jay-Z
I'm
replied...
complaining about a rape. Like, what?
So Jay-Z replied personally in a statement put out by Roc Nation, but it's Jay-Z in first person responding, saying, like, if you really think that I did this, you should be filing criminal charges and not just trying to come at me for a lawsuit.
And why didn't you do it like back, when the whole Diddy thing happened with Cassie, when they was, getting rid of the statute of limitations?
Yeah, or at any point, at any time, you could have easily have gotten him arrested or sued him
Who
separately.
knows? It's really hard.
you
You know what it's doing is like it's making it really hard to. I mean, there's I forget what it's called, but it's like you just put out a ton of false information so that you don't realize that the truth is somewhere in there. So it's what it's gonna do is like people that actually want to at some point file for sexual assault charges are just gonna be looked at like it's false because there's so
I
many
just think
false
that they're going to
allegations out
create
there.
such a hard criteria to validate accusations that it's going to deter actual victims.
And that's
from
probably
wanting to
what they're
pursue it.
trying to do. It's probably intentional.
Yeah, it's really fucked up in terms of just like the law side of it, right? On the other side, you're dragging presumably innocent people into some mess that can then damage branding relationships, partnerships, revenue streams, all of these different things.
I don't feel too bad for
simply
Jay-Z
for
about
being
that. He's
implicated.
alright, but yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But I mean, if it's not Jay-Z, it's somebody else.
I know. I'm
You
just
what
saying,
It's
like, it's hard to be,
Jay-Z
like, too
has
empathetic.
all the money in the world,
Yeah.
right? But it's just the precedent that it sets in that, right? Like I honestly believe and want anybody in the entertainment industry or otherwise who is in human trafficking, who is raping little girls, to go to jail.
Or
I don't
boys,
give a
little
fuck
boys.
if I was a fan of your music for however long in my childhood. I want you to go to jail if you're doing that kind of evil shit. Period. So it obviously Jay-Z personally responding says something, like he's not just leaving it to the lawyers. So I think that's
And he was quick
commendable.
with it, like real
Yeah,
quick.
like he stepped on it.
He spoke like
immediately.
Jay-Z too. Like it sounded like I was like, oh,
Yeah, he was
took it.
just like, yo, I
freestyled
come
it.
from
He went in the
Brooklyn.
booth.
Like we have like morals and principles regardless of anything. Like that's not something that we play around with. You know what I mean? So it was commendable for him to have stepped on it immediately and responded immediately instead of leaving it ambiguous and weird and whatever the case is.
But hey, Solange is dropping an album. So. No, and then it was like Beyonce's mom liked the Jay-Z allegation post, and so then people were like, "Oh my God, Miss Knowles liked it. Does that mean it's true?" And it was like she probably just didn't even know she was liking.
Yeah, she had no idea what she was liking.
She's like, I'm like too late. Already screenshotted it.
already
posted
screenshotted
everywhere.
it. Gonna start bullshit. It's crazy.
And we shall see how it unravels.
It's crazy. But what else? Did we talk about?
We haven't, because we haven't been here for 2 weeks.
Yeah, so we didn't talk about indigenous peoples, the sunrise ceremony? Or we talked about that last week?
We didn't.
All
Am I
right.
tripping?
We might have. I don't remember. In any case, for Thanksgiving,
Yo,
we
we
went to
might
the
have.
sunrise ceremony. First time I did it, it was amazing. But you had a talking point here about, what is it? The 18, what?
Oh, 18 U.S. traditions that will die.
Okay.
But that's a follow-up. Now I'm just trying to
But
figure
so
out.
what was the talking point about anti-Thanksgiving?
That was, that I think that anti-Thanksgiving is going to be popular. Like, it's obviously popular enough to require people to buy tickets in advance to go to Alcatraz for the sunrise ceremony. Not saying
okay.
that people aren't celebrating Thanksgiving, but I think that it could be kind of generalized that it's people that don't fuck with Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
And I think that, yeah, obviously, like, the Bay Area is hyper liberal and anti a lot of traditional conservative holidays, which I would lump Thanksgiving into.
Yeah.
But I do think that eventually Thanksgiving is going to be like something that people don't celebrate, like Columbus Day, and I think not too far in the near future.
I agree with that. I think we have to re-examine that in general.
I'm just like, come on.
Yeah.
Thanksgiving? Like, y'all are going to celebrate the Pilgrims? Really? Really?
They
The
have
Pilgrims?
been, like, as long as our country's been around. Like, when did Thanksgiving
I
start?
know, but like, if we're going to be so, and the way that we're moving progressively, like, Pilgrims, come on. Colonizers,
right, but
nah.
we're not. See, that's the problem, is that we're not as progressive as we think.
No,
right?
but
if the election taught us anything, is that we're not as progressive.
Right,
as we
but
think.
I'm saying that, like, all those that vote, like, maybe not. I'm just saying, I think there's a wave of, I think anti-Thanksgiving is gonna take the wave, because when I stopped doing Thanksgiving, people would look at me like crazy, like I'm just so unreasonable and, you know, weird for not wanting to celebrate it. Like, I'm a nuisance for, like, you know, putting a cog in the Thanksgiving machine and whatever. And I was like, no, like, look at this holiday. It's horrible. And the food sucks. And it's whack. Like, I'm not celebrating this. But now I think people are kind of coming to terms.
I just think
it's a
people
shitty
find
holiday.
alternative ways of like acknowledging or spending the day. Like I used to spend the day feeding homeless people. That was my thing. And then I would go home, smoke some hookah, watch a foreign film, and then there's very few times that I did a Friendsgiving that were all right, but it wasn't really like a thing. And then at this point now, it's just like I'm totally cool spending the day in my
But even
house
then,
and
I
not
would say
doing
that's
anything
anti-Thanksgiving.
special.
If you do some sort of alternative celebration, which I think people are gonna do because they're gonna still spend time with their family and whatnot. Right. But I want to shout out Alcatraz was so beautiful.
It was. That was my
I
first
think
time there.
Native Americans are the most like beautiful culture on earth, like in every way possible. Those photos that they took from that event
were amazing.
Out of control.
I forgot who shout out to the photographers that were out there, but it was one in particular.
It was just everything about that was
yeah.
aside from being super cold as fuck, but I felt like I'm not even gonna say I'm cold because they're in like their whole indigenous garb, and I'm not gonna like bitch about being cold.
Exactly.
No, it was
exactly.
amazing.
They were like, they had their shirts off, and like it was like they were in their like
ceremonial garb. Yeah,
exactly.
It was beautiful.
But what are some other traditions that will die?
Okay, let me tell you.
Yeah.
I have. I mean, and I'm here for all of these traditions that are gonna die. One of them is actually baseball. Isn't that crazy? Because baseball is boring as fuck.
Really?
Yeah.
As a tradition that will die?
Yeah.
Like those dudes are getting like $250 million contracts. I don't think baseball is gonna go anywhere. But
okay, well let me just read this off.
Yeah,
I found
ahead.
it interesting.
Cool, yeah.
We'll see if we agree. Okay. 18 U.S. traditions that Americans are predicting will die out very soon. Okay. Loading. Baseball's dying. It used to be what we do in the summer as kids when I was growing up, but it's not anymore. Kids don't play ball like they used to.
Oh, just not baseball, professional baseball. Just
but
like,
I mean, if kids
don't play sports like that anymore. And they're definitely not playing baseball. If
and
they
play
do.
basketball.
Yeah, if they're not playing
soccer.
football or basketball or soccer, they're not playing like baseball or backgammon or tennis or like.
I mean, I think they are. I think baseball is just like not. I think baseball is a boring sport, and kids already have like low attention span, and it's literally all about attention. So,
yeah.
Okay, Memorial Day, they think is dying out. I'm like,
nah.
I think so. Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
That was there. Yearbooks that lists most popular, beautiful, athletic, expected to succeed. It makes everyone else an automatic loser if not chosen.
I can see that. Yeah. Okay.
I got. What was mine? Worst driver. So that didn't make me feel good. It's like, what the fuck? But there are some creep ass ones. We had best assets, and it was like, whose ass was the best? Creepy, right?
That's very creepy. Yeah, that's weird.
It's like, especially because like half our teachers were pedophiles and murderers.
Pedophiles and only Half Moon Bay.
God. Okay. One thing disappearing is journalism, but we'd love to save that. Real journalism would be nice. Drive-in theaters. I've never been to a drive-in theater.
Neither have I. I've been wanting to go.
I really want to go to one.
We need to put that on the list of things to do.
Christmas and Easter will probably evolve into secular holidays. See, I've been a notorious Christmas hater, and as it becomes secular, I'm starting to embrace it again. Because I like Christmas movies. Christmas trees are actually good for the environment, like Christmas tree farming.
Okay.
It allows for like different ecosystem of, different flora and fauna to exist. So it's actually good. So I'm happy about that. I support anything that's good for the animals. Okay. And I like not having work, and I like the snow. So like I like Christmas season.
You like holiday season.
Yeah. I just don't like the religious I don't like capitalism, so I don't buy presents. I don't buy presents. Don't buy me presents. I don't like presents. Like, for real. Like, I'll buy presents for my child and for you, and that's it. Like, everyone else, no. Because then it's like, fuck, you're giving me a present. Now I feel bad. Now I have to go get a present. Like, let's just all keep our money and just do what we want to do with it.
I like that.
I'll write you a poem. Maybe.
I'll make you a candle.
But I like this time of year when it's like, it's cold outside. The days are shorter. The nights are longer. You snuggle up. Like, I like it. Yeah. And Easter is whack. Like I've fucking been anti-Easter forever too. Yeah. They say large family holidays.
That's for sure leaving.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
Seriously. Now, okay. Do people just go out dancing anymore?
No, they don't.
No.
That's why I'm no longer. I'm done with clubs. Like after New Year's last year. Shout out to Taste Nate. We went to his show. Right?
Oh,
did we talk about his show last time?
Didn't.
But shout out, we went to a Taste Nate show last week, and
Taste
Oscar
Nate
Goldman.
is the GOAT.
Yes.
Go support. Run up his music.
You know what I'm saying? The Left on Red tour was really, really dope. They
shout out Oscar
did it
Goldman.
at a really cool spot in San Francisco. Why did I bring up Taste Nate?
Because Go Out Dancing.
Go Out Dancing, because he let us into a club that he was bodyguarding for. Or being a bouncer for. And it was the worst club ever. It was just a bunch of
not
kids.
His fault. It was
20
years
better, younger than me. Yeah, it's not totally not his fault.
It was better than most New Year's things.
20 years younger than me, just taking pictures and selfies instead of dancing.
Yeah.
Right?
In a VIP booth.
In a VIP section.
It was just
It's just like really weird. It was
okay, also next one. Family reunions. That's gone.
That's gone.
Funerals. Yeah, funerals are lame. I'm very cool with that.
Yeah.
Celebrations of life are probably going to be what happens.
Yeah, they're gonna switch. Yeah.
St. Patrick's Day. Hey, as a 50% Irish person, I think St. Patrick's Day is dumb as fuck. I hate it. I think I got arrested on Caesar Chavez Day.
Caesar Chavez Day.
Blowing out birthday candles. Yeah, nasty. You're blowing your disgusting spit all over cake. I always thought that was gnarly.
Nasty work, yeah.
Okay, bake sales and potlucks. Yo, I used to run it up, bake sale in it. But I get it because it's like, you don't know if there's things that you're allergic to. I think about that all the time.
Yeah. They're going to get hyper progressive on it and be like, well, you can't serve food. It's the same reason why you can't like serve food in the street.
Yeah. No, for real. It's like a liability.
Yeah, totally.
Writing a letter. Yeah. That's gone.
Been gone.
Gone.
People barely write emails.
A postcard?
You kidding me?
Cookie exchanges, Secret Santa gift exchanges, and door-to-door caroling.
Nah, I'll just throw up the Cash App. Like
cookie exchange?
No, don't give me cookies. I'm gonna throw up the Cash App. And
I like cookies.
Hit me.
I want my cookies.
I know, but you're gonna do a cookie exchange.
But door-to-door caroling, bro. Remember when we saw this was one of the last periods of my life where I was turned the fuck up. It was New Year's last year, and we went to like the video game arcade. And there was a bunch of people going, Jesus. And I was like, hammered.
I think I still have that on film somewhere.
Yes, it was on my phone. And I was like, oh my God, we got to sample them for the album. So I was like, hey. And I like hollered at them and I ran up on them. And I was like, all right, yeah, just do it just like that.
She was trying to be like the maestro.
And then I was like, beatbox. They were just like so confused.
Yeah, it was.
But that was a good caroling. I liked it. Car washes for fundraising. Yeah, what hoary ass people are still doing that? Yeah, we're cool. He rubbed my knockers on your Chevrolet to save the Girl Scouts.
Oh my God, save the Girl Scouts.
Whatever the shopping malls. Honestly, I do low-key feel like no one goes to malls to buy stuff. I feel like
everything's online. There's no reason to go. Like I saw like Black Friday videos of people like still fighting each other for like, why do that? Why not just go online and buy
really stop using Amazon. Stop using Amazon because that dude is a piece of shit. Stop using Twitter.
We can't go to malls and we can't use Amazon. Like, what do we?
Yeah, you got to go direct to buy or direct to consumer.
There we go.
We gotta reel in the power from these bald white pieces of shit. Like they suck. They named their children after like numbers, like fucking Star Wars fighter jets, like BF-91. Like that's not a child's name.
Not at all.
He's an asshole. So fuck them. Fuck Twitter and fuck Amazon. Yeah. But
direct to consumer is the way to go. I think we're going to become more and more e-commerce based. For a lot of different reasons. I think it's also in the interest of the status quo and the establishment to monitor our buying habits where there's that. So we're going to be cattle prodded into this one way or another. But yeah, big box stores and all of those like department stores are all going.
Because like I swear to God, you go to like these really nice hotels or you go to airports or malls and they have like Gucci and Louis and like really, really nice stores. But I never see anyone actually buying stuff. Swarovski, like I just see them there like being held. I'm like, there's no way. Like, did a single person come in here today and buy one thing? Right. It's really just like hella people walking around. I mean, GameStop is popping. Like,
I mean, I think it's a certain demographic that still does that has these certain kinds of habits, and we have to wait for that generation to die out before things can totally turn the corner.
Hey, I got the plan. Torpedoes, Carnival cruise ships.
Come on, Grandma, get on this ship.
Nah, if you're a cool grandma, you can stay. Because I had to, in my Artist Way book, I had to write a letter to my 80-year-old self. So I had to like really think about my 80-year-old self. And I'm going to be cool as fuck. I'm going to not give a shit. Like way less shit.
Totally not giving the shit.
Yeah, but I'm still gonna be like rapping. I'm gonna be in the cipher, you know, pull up to the cipher. I'm like, back in my day, we didn't mumble rap, you know.
What are they gonna be doing by then? It's gonna be AI.
Oh, it's gonna be like beep boop bop.
Yeah, it's gonna be like R2D2
It's gonna be horrible.
in the cipher.
Oh, it's gonna be bad.
I had a prediction in the future that people weren't going, like our languages were going to evolve based on how we text people, so that our entire lexicon will be based on like abbreviated words.
Oh,
so
God.
instead of people laughing, they're just going to go lol,
I mean, they
like
do
LOL.
that.
Like,
LOL. LOL.
LOL. Like the Curb Your Enthusiasm
Yeah.
episode. Yeah.
I love that we just sat with your like plaque in between.
Yeah, why not? Placky. You know what I'm saying? I had to bring it home for the team.
I'm trying to think of a cool name for him. What's
For my
another?
plaque?
Yeah.
Okay.
Let me cook. I'm really jet
Plaque
lagged
to
right
the
now.
future.
Oh, that's good. I was thinking of another. Who's a famous
Count Placula.
Jackie? Oh, Blackie Robinson.
Placky Robinson.
Placky Robinson.
Placky Chan.
Placky Chan.
Yeah.
I like Placky Robinson.
I like that one better too. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, one last thing. What grinds my gears? We're doing it every week. If you got one, you can throw it on there. I hate white eggs. I need my eggs to be speckled. I need them to be brown, or I need them to be blue, preferably blue. I know they're harder to come by. I don't fuck with all white.
Preferably blue?
Yeah, blue speckled eggs. If they're
Knock this
white,
shit off.
I feel like they're bleached, but we found out that they're not.
But they're not.
But I still feel that way. It's like, why are they so clean? They came out of a chicken butt.
So, you think you're eating a healthier egg?
I need it to
If
have
it's speckled,
to have
or if it's blue.
hue to it.
Got
A
it.
little hue, a little speckled, a little deformity.
I need myself some eggs of color. EOCs.
EOCs. Yeah, they're so white, like eggshell white. That's like a paint color.
I know.
I never liked that color. I like speckled blue.
This has been Ratchet and Woke Podcast, ladies and gentlemen.
That's good.
Back from Dubai. We're silly as fuck, man. Find us on Instagram, YouTube, Ratchet and Woke Podcast. Email us questions, comments, topics, feedback, all the things. This is your show for the people.
Stop trying to get us to buy into your fake bot porn subscriptions on Ratchet and
Everything's
Woke.
an upsell.
No, they're in our DMs, and it's like, hey, I might be coming off too forward, but I'm really lonely, and I'd love to chat. I'm also shy, and I have
MC
one
over
follower.
here shooting her shot at AI bots.
I'm not. I'm like, get out of here.
Send nudes.
Get out of here, Svetlana.
All right, we're out of here, man. Just email us. Every Tuesday, we're back on ratchetandwokepodcast@gmail.com. Peace and love. Yeah.